Alright, toy fans, let's take a look at my shelves. So I've got kind of just a random collection of stuff here, and some of the stuff will be familiar to you guys if you've stuck around my channel for a while. But up top, we of course got the signed Ghost Rider from when I met Gary Frederick. Got that Razor Ramon figure I love. There's actually a Wolfpack version of Scott Hall coming out this fall. Tommy's made me aware of it, so I'll be sure to pick that up. I've actually got a Kevin Nash coming to go along with it. We've got Valkyrie over here. An interesting figure. I just kind of like the sculpt and design of it, the modern Valkyrie look. Jeff gave me that Stormtrooper there. Got the old Spider-Man bank you guys have seen before. The Star Trek The Next Generation Pez set. Borg Cup from when I went to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas. We've got a few skulls here, Terminator skull, and then the ones I used for Halloween videos in the past. And we've got some just micro figures basically. Heroes Squad, Robot Heroes, and it just kind of transitions into Legos. I love that Hobgoblin. That was such a cool Lego set to get with the Ghost Rider I looked at last Halloween. We've also got the Mighty Micro Spider-Man and Green Goblin. There's that Ghost Rider. The Kiss Batman, which I think is amazing. And then the Mighty Micros Wolverine and Magneto, as well as the Mega Bloks Raph. And then, of course, I love that Streetlight set that came with the Ghost Rider set. That was just a really good set in general. Coming down, we have the current version of my X-Men shelf. There are a lot of figures here. Basically, the rule for this shelf is every X-Men hero or villain gets one figure on the shelf, even if I have multiple versions of the same figure in different costumes. But you can see here we've got Xavier and Storm, Cyclops, Phoenix, Wolverine, Psylocke, Magic, Nightcrawler, Banshee, Deadpool, Polaris, Cable, Thunderbird. We got Apocalypse, and I kind of have it look set like Sunfire's flying forward. X-23 being grabbed, I guess. Sasquatch in the back. Archangel, the new Colossus. There we have Cannonball and Phantom X and Bishop and Hope Summers and Rachel Gray, or Summers depending on when you're reading. Gambit and Longshot and Pyro. One of the Sentinels from Grant Morrison's run on New X-Men. That was actually an accessory for a new X-Men Wolverine figure I no longer have. There's the Warlock Build-A-Figure we just looked at. Of course, the box set Beast, Shatterstar. God, there's so many figures here. Shadowcat and Lockheed. The X-Men Black Ops version of Mystique. We've got Dazzler and Deathstrike. That terrible Hasbro Emma Frost. Quicksilver, Zorn. That's Magneto. If you ever ask me, that's always Magneto. It's never anybody else. We've got Daken, Magneto, Onslaught, Mr. Sinister, Strife, Blob, a Sentinel, and then I've got Iceman kind of diving forward here as if he's firing an ice blast. So really like that X-Men shelf. Really, if you look at the entire shelf, the only X-Men figures I'm missing from the shelf are Domino, I think, and possibly one other X character, but I usually try to make sure I get at least one version of all of the X-Men Marvel Legends figures that we receive. Coming down, we have some more familiar stuff. If you guys have been sticking around my channel for a while, we've got the Monster Armor X-Men figures, Wolverine and Cyclops and Beast and Rogue. Like I said when I reviewed Sinister, I don't really like his Monster Armor, so he's just not on there. There's that classic Doctor Strange from the old Spider-Man series that I featured in my collector chronology. X-Men Evolution figures. I've actually got a Ninja Strike Wolverine. It's on the back burner. I'll get to it eventually. That I'd like to set up with those guys. Thanks again to Dan Larson for sending that my way. Here's my Juggernaut collection. Not everything I've got, but most of it. I just really like Juggernaut. He's one of my favorite X-Men villains for a long time. Coming over here, we have the Walgreens exclusive Daredevil. I don't know why I have that on the shelf. I just kind of like it, I guess. We've got the Old Man Logan, which I think is a great figure. The very underrated Nico Minoru figure from Doctor Strange last year, the Doctor Strange Wave of Legends. And then, of course, you got the Marvel Select Colossus, Marvel Select Hulkbuster, probably my favorite Select figure ever, and then Marvel Select Magneto. A couple of those Select figures, Juggernaut, Magneto, and Colossus, I have Jeff to thank for that. Coming down then, we've got at least one version of all of my X-Men mini-mates, and I don't have any of the Spider-Man stuff here, or Star Trek, or Mass Effect, or Ninja Turtles, any of the other sets. One of these days, I really want to get it done this year. I'm going to have an entire setup of all of my mini-mates so you guys can see what I have here, but we've got, you know, Magneto and Banshee and Zenpool, all sorts of characters here on the back. I won't list off all of these. There's more figures here than we even saw on the X-Men shelf. But man, I love some mini-mates. These things get all sorts of attention from Diamond Select. You get characters from every era, one-time costumes, the whole bit. Really, really fun line. And then to the right, One of my collector pride and joys, the Mega Bloks Classic Ninja Turtles. Now it looks like we're not getting as many of those sets this year, which is a bit of a shame. But as you can see, I've got the Trag Warriors, I've got the Mousers, Foot Soldiers, Shredder, Rocksteady, Bebop, Baxter Stockman. All 4 turtles on the van. April's driving. Casey's in the back. I'd really like a classic Casey. Hopefully we get that this year. And then of course Krang and his body back here. It was a really cool set to get. Love these things. Definitely want to see more of those. I would love to get the Technodrome, but man, it's still so pricey. And then as we come down, we've just got some, I don't know, media or what have you. Collector's editions of video games, some trading cards that I haven't put in a binder yet, my old PlayStation 1 games, and there's that Sabretooth Marvel Select figure. Still really mixed on that guy. He looks really cool, but man, the posing is just terrible with that guy. And then coming further down, we've just got my comic collection. I tend to try to collect every book in hardcover or paperback that I like. I like having the library of books because frequently comics are referencing other issues and I can just run to the shelf and look at what they're talking about. Up here we've got my Star Trek media collection for the most part, the original movies, we've got some Blu-rays of Next Generation, we've got some collector sets that actually gave me some limited edition select figures back in the day. Next Gen on DVD, there's those micro sets that I reviewed a while back, and then of course Dr. Crusher, the Playmates figure. Probably the only Playmates figure I have in my regular rotation from that era. My brother actually has a bunch of them now. Then we have the Mega Bloks Transporter set. This is a bit of a spoiler, I haven't finished editing this review yet, but be on the lookout for that coming up. And of course the Mega Bloks Guardian of Forever. These things are really fun. Just like we saw with the Ninja Turtle Mega Bloks, these things have all the proper love and attention put into them. I'm going to try to keep getting more of the Star Trek Mega Bloks sets, but I don't think they sold too well, so we're probably not getting Next Generation or any other series. And then we have a 90s X-Men. I would like to have 2 Gambits so I could have a Gambit post of these guys, and it'd be great if Hasbro gave us a 90s Jubilee figure. But I had to have them on display because I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I just love these costumes. So it's cool that we've gotten so many Marvel Legends figures now that we can have an entire shelf of X-Men figures and then still have a 90s display kind of off here to the side. And we have this poster. I don't know if I've shown this off in the video yet. My wife got this for me at a book fair of all things that she just happened to be walking by, but it's the Jeff Cruz Roger Parker run on X-Men First Class. And yeah, it's a really great poster. I was a big fan of the book and she didn't even know I was reading that book at the time. So I love that poster, glad I got it framed. Over here we have the X-Men Mystery Minis. I've shown most of these off on camera. And Savvy Stormtrooper, again, thanks for the Xavier. I've got another one that he has sent to me. I really need to get looking at that one pretty soon. Maybe we'll do it at the end of this video. I can show you a haul video. How about that? And then we've got the Batcave set. Fun set. I reviewed it very positively, but I've discovered that these Mattel figures are actually prone to breaking pretty badly, which is a bit unfortunate, so I've left them boxed anymore. Had the giant Batmobile. Really have nowhere else to display that, so I just have it on top of this shelf. I would like to do something special with that. And then we have this shelf. This was originally going to be my 60s Batman shelf, but as you can see, the Batmobile is huge, and like I said, these things are prone to breaking, so I decided to leave everything packaged, and this shelf just be kind of a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff. Over here off to the left, we got Toy Galaxy pin and that great drawing from Dan that I showed off in a previous video. We've got some mutant superheroes or Batman hero vehicles here. These ones are all Hot Wheels. This is a McDonald's toy, but I love the classic Batmobiles, the ones that actually look like a Batmobile. I don't think the Tumbler or even what we got in Batman v Superman really kind of evoke the classic feel of Batman, so I love these older style cars. There's the DC Superheroes Batgirl. Wish I would have collected more of that line, frankly, but it's a funds thing, and I'm glad I've at least got the Batgirl. We've got Nick Fury here. Thanks to my brother for that one. I want to get more of these guys. I have a second Nick Fury, but the disc hinge in his neck is super loose and his head's always falling down, which is a bit unfortunate. Got some more Hot Wheels, the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A from Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 respectively. One of my few pop vinyls I've got, Beast. Again, thanks to my brother for that one. Moving along, we've got another Batman figure still in box. And then we've got some Power Rangers figures. This is pretty much my entire collection of Power Rangers these days. I did have the old Automorphin figures back in the day and even the metallic movie figures, but now I've got the Legacy Megazord fully assembled, and again, spoiler for a video I haven't finished editing yet. We've got this little Pink Ranger that actually came with a Power Rangers trading card, which is the whole reason I got her. They had a TCG that they no longer support that she came with. We've got some of the 4-inch figures. We've got the Mega Bloks Power Rangers, thanks to Savvy Stormtrooper for those. And then, of course, all of the Legacy figures back here. And then behind them, we've even got all of the Adam West Batman show on DVD. And then the movie, of course, off to the right. And then some more pop vinyls. I've got this Chrome Colossus figure. Really cool looking pop. And then we have Batman, and in the back, if you can see him, Pop Robin. So that's my complete pop collection, if you guys were curious about that. Below them, Spider-Man's probably my second love when it comes to Marvel, and I have this huge Spider-Man shelf. So I wanted to fit as many figures in as I could, and I wanted to get all of the villains that I could. So as you can see here, we've got Morbius, we've got Carnage, we've got the Phil Urich Hobgoblin, Venom, Kraven, Rhino, Black Cat's back there, Jack-Lantern way in the back, Chameleon, Whirlwind, there's Electro, thanks to Tommy Toy Travels for that one. We have Doc Ock, and I gotta give my son credit here. As I was putting this shelf together, I was like, man, how am I gonna fit all my Spider-Man figures on this shelf? And he told me I should have Doc Ock wrapping up Spider-Man in his tentacles. So I went ahead and did it, and the kid's a genius. I think it turned out pretty well. So gotta give credit where credit's due there. We've got Shocker here, the Marvel Knights Green Goblin, still a really great figure, even if he's slightly out of scale, I suppose, with modern Hasbro figures. We've got the Hobgoblin figure, Boomerang, Symbiote Spidey, Superior Spidey, Scarlet Spidey, we'll call him Scarlet Spidey 1. We've got Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Spider 2099, the Walgreens Punisher. Still think I like the old Toy Biz Series 4 Punisher better, but this is still a good looking figure and looks more in place with all of these Hasbro figures these days. There's the new Scarlet Spider, or I guess he's even been retired now. We've got Spider-Girl, we've got Iron Fist, Ultimate Spider-Woman, Mockingbird, because she's really kind of become a major player in the Spider-Man books these days. Spider-Woman, Daredevil, back there, Anya Corazon. I really want to get a Spider UK because they just belong together. Ghost Rider, Jonah, sure, we'll say he's with all the heroes at this point, why not? And that Kate Bishop figure. Big fan of the Kate Bishop Hawkeye character. I thought that was a great Marvel Legends to receive in that box set. Below that, we've got some NECA Terminator figures. I've got Terminator here, Sarah Connor, and then up top, right on top of the Batmobile, there's actually a T-1000. Sarah Connor and the T-1000 are still in the packaging. One of these days I'm going to have to get those guys out, but I've got nowhere to put them or anything to do with them at the moment. And then we've got one of my few VHSs, the two-part pilot to the Iron Man animated series, as well as the DVD of all of the Iron Man episodes. We've got Pryde of the X-Men. This is a fun one. I actually got this from Blockbuster back in the day when they were going out of business. Couldn't believe they had Pryde of the X-Men, the pilot, not really pilot, but that one-off 80s movie that featured the X-Men based on the 80s comic book incarnations of the X-Men. The guy at the counter asked me how much I'd be willing to pay for it, and I told him I'd pay, you know, $10 or whatever, somewhere around that number. He's like, all right, you can have it for $10. I was like, oh, I should have pitched him $5 or cheaper, right? So pretty cool to have that on VHS. But next to this VHS, I've also got the 90s X-Men animated series. And then moving along, we of course have my complete X-Men movie collection, a VHS of the first film. You guys have seen these in my X-Men movie retrospectives, but I try to get multiple versions of all of the X-Men films because I'm just crazy like that. On the end, I've got the original series Star Trek movies, as well as the 3 reboot films. And then we've got this ship here. This is actually the Guardians of the Galaxy, the 2.5-inch figure line, I think. The figure line's really pretty garbage, but the ship was pretty cool, and it turns out that it's in great scale with Mini-Mates. So I've got the Nova Squad member here piloting this ship. So I want to try to find a Milano at some point so I can use it for my Guardians Mini-Mates, but maybe we'll get lucky when the new movie comes out and they have a new ship for that movie. And then I've got more comic books here. We've even got some novels, just more stuff. My old Warcraft battle chest. Would love to see a Warcraft 4 any day now. And then just some more comics down below here. Alright, and these are not all the figures I have. I've got tons of them, as you can see here. Lots of figures in bags and in boxes. Just figures I don't have space to display. And I've even got some stuff in queue for review, as you can see. Lots of Mini-Mate figures. Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Secret Wars. What was this one? Oh yeah, Wolverine and the Brood. So lots of different things to look at. And we've got a couple of things here from Savvy Stormtrooper, another X-Men Mystery Mini, I've got no idea what that one is, and a Ninja Turtle Mega Bloks blind bag. So why don't I just go ahead and grab these now and let's see what's inside. Alright, Toy fans, so here we have a Series 3 Ninja Turtle Mega Bloks blind bag from Savvy Stormtrooper. No idea what I'm going to get in this package. It feels a little flat, so I'm thinking it's not a Triceraton or Leatherhead, but let's go ahead and cut it open really fast and see what we have here. Just cut along the top. Got several of these guys from different series, although I don't have a lot from Series 3 yet. What do we have here? Oh, alright. Well, let's get this guy fully assembled. Okay, Toy fans, so here we have Donatello fully assembled. This is, of course, Space Donatello from, what was it, Season 3 or 4 of the cartoon? Nice look for the armor there. His bow staff's white, which is a bit weird. Would have liked to see him with a, you know, a tech staff like he had, like the Playmates figure even has. But other than that, pretty cool little figure. His helmet comes off, you got Donnie underneath. So really cool. And if we look at the chart that comes with this guy, looks like Donatello is a rare figure, so pretty nice. So that was some great picking, Savvy. Alright, let's go set this guy aside, and let's see what's inside this X-Men blind box. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Well, let's look at the back one more time really fast. Assuming I don't get a double here, I still need Storm, I need Mystique, I need Emma Frost, and I need a yellow Wolverine. Of all of those figures, I think I would actually like a Mystique the best. So let's see what we have here. And it's okay if that's not what I get, but that's what I'd like to see. What have we got? Plastic bag, and... hey, look at that! Alright! Dreams achieved! Thank you, Savvy! Alright, well now we've got Mystique right where she belongs with the rest of the evil mutants, and my Mystery Minis collection is definitely filling out. Thanks so much, Savvy, for sending me that X-Men mystery figure and for sending me the Donatello. And guys, thanks for joining me today as I show off the current state of my collection shelves. Do you guys like anything? Do you have any of the same stuff that I've got? Or what do you have on your shelves? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.